Hey everybody. On today's episode, we're going to be doing some ice cream. More specifically, we're going to be doing buttermilk ice cream. Now, why that? Well, a friend of mine was doing a lot of fried chicken and waffles, and he had a lot of leftover buttermilk. And he said, Bill, I want to make a dessert. I don't want to make a pie. So, that got the wheels turning. It's hot outside. Buttermilk, sour, tangy. It reminded me of an old custard-based ice cream recipe. So we're going to try it out. Let's go. So here we go, buttermilk ice cream. To start off with, we're going to need 200 grams of sugar. Now since this is a custard-based ice cream, we're also going to need some eggs. And if we look over in the next container, here we have about 100 grams worth of eggs. Usually each egg is about 50 grams, so 2 eggs worth. Next, we're going to need some salt, about 1 gram's worth. Now salt is often overlooked in desserts. It reestablishes balance, and in the case of custards, it adds a bit of richness. Next, we're going to need some cornstarch, about 20 grams worth. This helps stabilize our pastry cream. We're also going to need 280 grams of buttermilk. Now buttermilk is a good source of nitrogen and lactose, and it tastes good. And to finish it off, we're going to need about 220-230 grams of cream. So to make our custard, we pour our sugar into a bowl. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add our cornstarch and a little bit of salt just to finish it off. Then we're going to add our eggs. In the next step, we're just going to incorporate it all together with a whisk. This is the base for our custard. So you just whip it until everything is all uniform, pale in color. The next step is to heat up our buttermilk. Now buttermilk is a natural emulsifier, which means it helps bring the ice cream together. Now it might look a bit lumpy when you heat it. Don't worry, we're going to filter it. When we add the hot milk to the egg mixture, it's a process known as tempering. Also, there's cornstarch in there, so your eggs won't scramble. So next, we put it on a medium-low heat, and we just stir it until it gets thick enough to coat a spoon, just like this. Next, we're going to filter it. So this way, it's very smooth, no lumps. And then we're going to add vanilla. A little bit of flavoring. You could add booze if you want, bourbon, what have you. And to finish it off, we're going to add all that cream. We're putting the fat back into it. Mix it all together, and then we're going to cover it with a plastic right up to the custard. Now custards are infamous for forming skins, so you want to keep as little oxygen touching it as possible. So we put this in the fridge till it's about 40 degrees or very cold. Then we're going to prep our ice cream machine. So now that our base is cold, we're going to put it into our ice cream maker. Now think of an ice cream maker sort of like a food processor that's really, really cold. What you're doing is forming a cold version of a mayonnaise or a vinaigrette. You're allowing all the fats and everything to get incorporated with some air, and this prevents big crystals and chunks from forming. The thing is, you got to keep churning. Eventually, you'll start to feel some resistance. It'll start to thicken up. And then, once you're ready, you transfer it into a container. It'll sort of look like soft serve ice cream. And then, what you do, put it in a container, freeze it, and then serve it any way you like. It's a lovely, rich ice cream with a bit of a tangy aftertaste. I strongly recommend that you try it. I soften mine up a little bit here, put it on a cookie. It's a wonderful dessert. So I encourage you to try it, explore all the possibilities of buttermilk, and enjoy the hot weather that's coming. Take care, everybody.